Hey buddy, welcome back to this Extreme Warfare Revenge playthrough. My name is Andy, the Uncommentator. This is episode number 18 of the series where I'm booking a year's worth of shows for PWG. Now, at the end of the last video, we started on our way to building towards the big July event, which is coming up in 3 weeks' time. So we've got 3 episodes of Warfare before the big July event, which is going to be 3 Mendes, ironically. So this video, we're going to be doing the usual, doing the next 2 shows. So the next 2 episodes of Warfare, and really starting to build up towards, as I said, the big July event. Now, I'm recording this on the 25th of June, so just to put a timestamp on it. So if I say anything that proves to be inaccurate or ages badly or doesn't sound particularly recent, then that's why. So it's the day after the Raw episode where Bo Dallas was interviewed by Uncle Howdy, and Michael Cole was commentating on his own, just to, again, just if anyone's wants to know roughly when I'm recording this. Anyway, let's not worry too much about that. Let's instead worry about the next let's worry about getting my words out. Let's worry about the next up and coming episodes of Warfare. Now, before I do that, just want to just tidy up a little bit from the last video. So between recording the this video and the last one, I've just changed a couple of things. I'm just going to quickly go into the roster. So Zelina Vega, I've given her a new gimmick. She hasn't debuted yet, so we talked about her debut in the last video. It will happen here. So as I said, I've given her a new gimmick, so she's not got the basically managing Andrade gimmick that she had. So this database, I've mentioned this a few times throughout this series, but this database is from around 2019. So this would have been the time when Zelina Vega was Andrade's manager. Hence why she's got the sports agent gimmick. So that's going to change. The other thing I've done as well is I have changed the Godfather to Papa Shango. Obviously, he's still got the same picture, but in the last video, the Godfather turned heel and became Papa Shango, so I've changed his name to Papa Shango. Just on that, actually, before I do actually get on with it and do a bit of booking, there's a few people on this where really I was thinking about changing the name. So, for example, I imagine Papa Shango, if we did book or advertise Papa Shango, we'd get maybe a stern letter from Titan Tower, should we say? Maybe a few, 1 or 2 trademarks or whatever it is that we may have copyrights that we may be breaching. Likewise with Zelina Vega, just going back to her. Obviously in TNA she was Sarita, I think. It was Rosita or Sarita, one of the 2. I can't remember which one. So I think we'd have to change her name. So I was going to do that for some of the ex-WWE people that we probably can't use the name. So for example, Asuka, I imagine we'd have to maybe change it back to Kana or something like that. But yeah, so for Papa Shango, I think he actually wrestled when Hulk Hogan did that Australia tour, and I think he was on that card. I think he was called something like Pimp Father or something like that. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking like we should come up with different names for these people. So like for him, would it be, I don't know, Voodoo you think you are? I don't know, something like that. Anyway, just a thought, but yeah, I'm probably got a load of lawsuits going on if this were real, but of course it's not, hence why I've got the roster that I've got, because if it were real, I sure as hell wouldn't have a lot of these dudes and dudettes. Anyway, that's enough of that, let's just take a look. So at the 5th of July, so the day after Independence Day, so happy holiday for my American cousins. Yeah, so as I said, 2 episodes of Warfare in this video, so let's get on with it, building up towards 3 Mendes. See if we get any exciting emails. Oh, Flamita's now going to be working for somebody else. Keiji Muto's going to be working for a different... Who's Flamita working for now? I think he's obviously touring. So Major League Wrestling and AEW. And then touring as well. Still one half of the tag team champions, I believe. They only just won that belt, didn't they? Yeah, 22nd of June. So they've not been champs very long, only a few weeks. Him and Bandito. Are they actually related? Because they're called Mexi Blood. Where are you, Flamita? There you are. No, he's related to Torito Negro. Either that or the game's wrong. One or the other. Okay, Akam's gone to MLW. Matt Tremont. Him. Kenta gone to WWN. So MLW building up that roster. They've got Akam. Will they sign Rezar? Probably not. I've noticed other companies, they tend to sign tag teams, other companies, which is interesting. Oh, okay, so AAA have lost their TV deal. So that'll stunt their growth slightly. So that's not good. Well, not good for them anyway. Good for me if I'm bothered about competing with them. Right, we're nearly at the show. A couple of important weeks coming up here for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, but we'll get into that a little bit more towards the end of the video. So finally here. Anything interesting? Nope, just more ratings that we don't care about. Because they're better than ours. Just want to check one thing actually before I book this show. It was just something else I meant to do and forgot. Let's put that up a little bit. That's annoying. Okay, doesn't matter. Right. Okay. Yep. So here we are. It's show day. That's what Sting used to shout, wasn't it? Right. Okay. Let's go with it then. So yep. Need to again build towards build towards 3 Mendes. So we're going to kick things off with a match, which is a rarity. So this is a follow-up from last week. So it's going to be Papa Shango, the newly christened Papa Shango, and he's going to take on Kushida. So of course Papa Shango and Kushida teamed together a couple of weeks ago. And when Papa Shango turned heel, the Glory Days beat Kushida up. So that's why this match is happening. And of course Papa Shango needs to win, and he's going to get some help. The old Kevin Sullivan. Yep, by interference. There we go. So I was distracted then by something. No aftermath. And it's no real purpose to that, but we'll save those for a future match. Why not? Okay, then a random segment. So it's going to be an angle this time, and it's going to be an other angle. And is it other angle? Where's Worker calling somebody? There it is. This is calling someone. And that's going to be Katrina. So what's going to happen here is, so what's going to happen in this segment is she's going to be quite vague. So she's going to say things like, is everything in place? Is this going to happen? Don't let me down. Blah blah. Words that basically not giving away what she's talking about. But then she'll say something like, I want proof. I want proof. I want proof. I want to hear it for myself. And then it'd go quiet, and then she'd start talking Japanese. So she'd say something in Japanese to them, like, obviously she'd have to say something, again, vague, because people would, if this were real, people would translate it and say, oh, well, this is actually what she said. But she'd say something like, I don't know, like, this is going to be, it's good. This is going to be brilliant, or something like that. I don't know, whatever, something in Japanese that doesn't give away what the hell's going on. But of course, we established a few months ago that Katrina can speak Japanese, because if you remember, we did an angle where Asuka and Io were getting a little bit annoyed, and then Katrina said something in Japanese, and it shut them down. So again, just building on something that we've already building on something that's already in place. Yeah, so that's a bit of a seed planted there, a bit of a mystery, hopefully, which will become clear in the not too distant future. So again, dropping little hints, keep the fans guessing. I'm going to do another other angle, and it's going to be, is it a stable angle? So let's do a stable angle. So stable. Asks a worker for decision. Yeah, see, the problem you've got here is, what I want to book is stable asks worker for decision and then reject, but it doesn't beat them up. But that doesn't seem to be an option, annoyingly. So we'll go back to other. I think with how often I've played this game, I would know everything that's available. So we'll do worker proposes team and rejected. So Drew Gulak is going to ask, basically going to ask Bandito if he'll join the not the Glory, it's the Troop, as we're calling them. And Bandito's going to say no, because so Drew Gulak's going to be like, oh well, Papa Shango's joined them now. They're getting even bigger. We need more bodies, they've screwed, you know, they've meddled in your business. You know, you've dealt with them. You love PWG. You know, come and join. And then Bandito say, look, I'd love to, but now I'm tag team champion. I need to focus on that and, you know, not get involved in other stuff, basically. So that's the point there. Needs to focus on being a tag team. Speaking of tag teams, we're going to now have a tag team match. It's going to be Shad and JTG, who've been absent from TV for a while, but we need to get them back in because we need to build them up for something. I'm going to take on the Powers of Pain. Now they can wrestle on TV again, and put on surprisingly good matches as well, which is nice. And they're going to win. So JTG can pin the Barbarian, and not cleanly. It's going to be Botch Backlund running in. And no aftermath, and that's to build up to a future match. We've got any clean finishes this week? 2 matches and no clean finishes so far. Now we'll stick with the tag team theme for now. It's going to have an angle. It's going to be a 2-on-2 angle. It's going to be a tag challenge for next week. So the Mighty, of course, debuted recently. In fact, was it the last show they debuted? Yeah, Mexi Blood retained their titles. And then the Mighty debuted. So it's Mikey and Shane. And they're going to challenge Bandito and MLW's latest signing. That's for a tag team title match next week. So they're already inserting themselves into the title picture. And we've got another match. So 4 matches tonight, because there's going to be another match coming up as well. The match that we built up in the last video. Right, so this time it's going to be a throwaway encounter. So it's going to be Mark Haskins, who's not been seen for a while, taking on Triton, who's very quickly become a bit of a glorified jobber, unfortunately. It's going to end in a draw. And we've not done this for... I feel like we've not done this for a while, so it's going to be a match ruined by the Glory Days. It's going to be Papa Shango, so keep pressing on the point that you know, don't back down, double down, or keep pressing on the point that he's now a heel. He's part of the Glory Days. He won't destroy everybody though. Yeah, see, what I'd like to do here is like have Keith Lee or Drew Gulak come in and run him off. Unfortunately, I can't pick a running, but that's if I could pick that, that's what would happen. So one of the troop would come in and run him off. Don't know, pick build up to future match. Doesn't matter. Okay, 2 segments to go, and we're going to have an interview, and then one more match. So for a rare occasion, I've actually got 4 matches instead of the usual 3. So Diana Perazzo, it's going to be a self promotion. So basically, she's going to be asked about. So this next upcoming match was booked last week. So it's going to be a triple threat match at 3 Mendes for the women's title. So Diana Perazzo's taking on Tennille Dashwood, and then the winner of the next match. So she's basically going to be asked, like, oh, you know, do you have a preference? Who do you want to win the next match? And she says, I'm not bothered. I back myself in a non-arrogant way. I back myself to win whoever comes out on top. Anyway, this is the match that was booked last week to be added to the women's title match at 3 Mendes. So Zelina Vega making a debut, taking on Mickie James. Her on-screen debut, because it was mentioned last week that she'd be here. So Zelina Vega takes on Mickie James, and she's going to lose on her debut to Mickie James, but there's going to be a twist. So there's going to be, you know, you may have, the more eagle-eyed of you may have spotted this, but I have, as well as changing the Godfather's name to Papa Shango, I have hired somebody since the last video, and she's going to debut here. And you probably all knew this was coming, given I've got Asuka and Io Shirai on the roster. But Kairi Sane is going to make her debut. So Kairi Sane is going to intentionally help Mickie James win, despite the fact it seems illogical. So what would happen here is, obviously we had Katrina on the phone earlier, that she was talking to Kairi. That'll become obvious here. So as the match is going on, Katrina will walk out onto the stage. Everyone assumes that she's going to try and screw Mickie over. But then, you know, Asuka will walk out onto the stage with her. She might do the old finger click, or the finger snap, whatever they call it. But then Kairi will run in through the crowd and, you know, help Mickie James win, basically. So that's what's going to happen there. Then I'm going to put Mickie James. He's going to attack. Let's say Mickie James attacks Kairi Sane just to show, like, you know, I didn't want your help, or, you know, whatever. So yeah, and the point of that, we'll say, yeah, debut Kairi Sane. That's the point of that. I mean, it's not, to be fair, but we'll say it. In fact, no, we won't. Does it matter? Does to me, yeah. Build to future match, which actually it wasn't to debut Kairi Sane, even though that is what's going to happen. Okay. So an interesting little twist there, hopefully, in the story. Again, progressing things on. No Congo Kong on this show, so no world champion. You know, we'll give him the night off. Why not? Him and Orange Cassidy. No Keith Lee either, even though he would, as I mentioned, he would have ran Papa Shango off during the match he ruined. Anyway, let's see the people that have been booked. Let's see how they get on. So the Voodoo got the positive response, which is good. Which is, again, that's why I didn't bother changing when he was losing overness because of a weak gimmick for when he was a pin. That's why I didn't bother changing it, because I didn't think there was any point, because I knew I was going to turn him heel, basically. Good. She needs to get more over, so that's helpful. Yeah, that's fine. Good match. She's 71%. Despite the fact Powers of Pain are terrible, they do put on good tag team matches due to their teamwork rating. Yeah, so I forgot to change his gimmick when they debuted, so now they've both got the high society gimmick. High and mighty, hence that. But I mean, I don't go negative. It doesn't really matter too much. As long as I don't start losing overness from it, like Papa Shango / The Godfather was, it doesn't matter too much. Which is of course the tagline for this series. Yeah, that was a good match. Good. She always gets loads of overness points when she talks, which is always helpful. Okay, Zelina Vega. Yeah, I never understand this one. So, positive response, and then lose numbers because of a weak gimmick. And again, I'm not worried too much about that because I've got a bit of a plan. So the gimmick I gave her was highlight reel. And I've noticed with that gimmick, whatever you give highlight reel to, it never seems to work. But I've given it to her anyway. Just wanted to take sports agent off her, but I'm not worried too much. And there is a reason for that. So that was a good 70%. That was good actually. 66%, good show. Very good show, in fact. Okay, now I need to set a couple of bits up before the next show. I was going to check something and I can't remember what it is. No, it's gone. Okay, 1.64 rating. 402 people turned up for that. Well, they definitely got their money's worth. I thought that was a good show. Despite the fact there was no Keith Lee, Congo Kong, or Orange Cassidy, or Josh Barnett, Timothy Thatcher, Eli Drake. None of them were on, but I thought it was still a decent little show. Right then. I'm not sure. I was going to check. I'm not sure what it is. Right. Okay. So now I need to. Oh, that was it. Let me just. Yeah. So Papa Shango was in the glory days. I'm just making sure that he was. The Troop still Keith Lee and Drew Gulak. I've not managed to recruit anybody to join them just yet. Right. So let's get to the next show, and then I need to put some building blocks in place. Is that? Yeah. Public image is going up, so that's good. That needs to keep rising. So how far behind the competition are we? So Major League Wrestling are one above us. We're Cult 57, one of Major League Wrestling. Let's have a look. Cult 75, so the same numbers. They've got all the same digits, just not necessarily in the same order. Which is interesting. Oh, they're even higher now. No, they've just had an episode of Fusion. I used to watch that. I think I probably mentioned that a few times, but yeah, I used to watch Fusion. Okay, so a few pay-per-views have gone down. Do we need to hire anybody? No, we don't. We don't need a road agent. We don't need a medical person, so that's good. What we do need to do is get to the next Thursday without any incidents, preferably. without anybody getting injured, without anybody getting hired. I managed to avoid the injuries. I managed to avoid the hirings. Okay, so before we get to this show, there's just something I need to do. So I need to set up a new stable, and they're going to be called, and I thought long and hard about this, but this is the best I could come up with. They're going to be called the Stunning Sukeban, or Sukeban. If any Japanese people watching, I do apologise for the pronunciation, but basically a Sukeban is a Japanese word for a sort of delinquent girl, a delinquent female, so an anti-authority. Yeah, sort of like low-level. I suppose you could call a delinquent a criminal, but no, they know, like a delinquent, a misbehaving girl. Essentially, that's the point. That's what a Sukeban is. So let's put them together. So it's going to be. So Katrina, let's put Katrina in first. So now she's the leader. So it's going to be Katrina, Asuka, Io Shirai, and Kairi Sane. Okay. So the three Japanese wrestlers, Asuka, Io, and Kairi, and then Katrina, kind of the mouthpiece. So that's now been established with Kairi's debut, and it's going to be rubber stamped in this episode. So we'll kick things off with, I think we may have to do an interview. I'll just quickly check the stable angles because I can't remember what it is. Even though I looked at them last time. Stable hanging out backstage. We could do that one, but we're not gonna. Stable introduce new singles member. No, don't need to do that. Okay. In fact, we will do it that way. Yeah, we're going. We'll do it that way. Stable introduces new singles member. So this is basically going to be Kairi. So the Stunning Sukeban and Kairi. I'm going to feel it's going to say here that she's already in it, but yeah, thought it would. Well, let's just go back then. I thought that was going to happen. Kairi, remove member. Yep. We'll try again. Edit that out. Okay, so we're going to kick things off with an angle. It's going to be a stable angle. Now, obviously, the name Stunning Sukeban hasn't been established yet, but I'm going to go into more detail in a second. Let me just do the booking here. I can't book and talk at the same time. I'm not clever enough, unfortunately. So I will come up with a stable name that doesn't start with the eventually as well, which would be nice. There we go. A stable is required to have 3 members for this angle. What is going on here? Okay, right, screw this then. Okay, we'll edit all this out. What is going on here? It has got 3 members. Asuka, Katrina, and Io, they're there. Like, what is this game doing? There you go. Right, let's try again. For the 3rd time. 3rd time's the charm. This time, okay, well, I'll do what I was going to do, which is basically an interview. But it's not an interview, so it's... No targets. Stable promotion. So basically what would happen here in this interview, so Katrina would just kind of run down what's been going on the last few weeks. So if you remember, there was a #1 contenders match. There was a #1 contenders match a while ago. I think it was, I can't remember what it was now. Was it Tenille and, I think it was Tenille and Mickie James. And they ruined it. They came out and ruined it. And the reason why they did that, so basically, she's just going to say that was a warning shot. So that was just them saying, basically put the division on notice, saying when they want to win the title, when they want to win the women's title, they'll win the title. So that was just like a warning shot. I can't remember what it was though. It was quite a few months. It was over a month or so ago, where there were 2 people in a #1 contenders match, and they just came out and ruined the match. Got thrown out because one of the I think Io, whoever it was, interfered. Then they're also going to moan about that Tenille beat Mickie James. Oh no, so it was Tenille and Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, they're also going to moan about the fact that EO beat Mickie James in a one-on-one match and didn't get a title shot, but yet when Tenille beat Mickie James, she got a title shot. So it was like the double standards of, well, if all you got to do to get a title shot is beat Mickie James, then no, I remember what I'm now. Yeah, so Tenille's title shot with Diana was ruined by one of the Joshis running in. The match got thrown out, so they did that to they did that to put the division on notice. I can't remember my own booking. That's how good I am. And then they were moaning about the fact that EO beat Mickie James and didn't get a title shot, but yet Tenille beat Mickie James and got a title shot. Said that's not fair. So they're just putting the division on notice essentially with that. And then the reason why they helped Mickie win last week is because now that Mickey's in the title picture, it means that she won't be now concentrating on helping Mia Yim. So now Mia Yim's essentially a sitting duck. And Katrina also said about being one step ahead. So if you remember, I did book an angle where Mia Yim and Mickie James were talking, and they were saying about, EO's tour with New Japan this month, so there's only going to be Asuka, there's going to be less people to deal with, and Katrina's like, do you think I'm stupid? Do you think I'm not aware that EO's not going to be here all the time? Well, this is why I've recruited Kairi. This is why I brought Kairi in. I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to be outsmarted by anybody. Blah 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 blah. And then she'll drop the line saying. What you see behind me, what I've got here are the most stunning Sukeban you'll ever see, or something like. She'll just give the name of the stable as part of the promo, and then to sign off. She'll say, we can do what we want when we want, and no one's going to know when I'm just going to make a, and then she'll go like that and say snap decision. So that's going to be the kind of the gimmick of the group, essentially. That's going to be her catchphrase. Because obviously we've established that when she clicks, Asuka goes crazy. So again we say snap decision. That's her old gimmick. Anyway, I think that makes sense. You get the idea. Let's move on quickly before my voice goes. I hope Katrina's voice doing this promo lasts longer than mine. So moving on now to a 6-person tag. It's going to be JTG, Shad, and Trey Miguel. Going to get him off the scrap heap, and they're going to take on the team of Flash Morgan Webster, Mark Andrews, and Mark Haskins. I feel like I've done this match before, but I may be wrong. And we're going to put Crime Time over, so Shad's going to pin. You can pin Andrews, why not? Rather than Haskins. Let's stop Haskins getting all the pins all the time. If I know he can pin Haskins. Shad can pin Haskins. Just for no reason, really. Just to do a match with a clean finish. Can't pick a reason anyway. Yeah, I think I got the idea with the stunning Sukeban interview there. Okay, so Katrina basically outlining her plan for wanted to take over the women's division, which will happen at some point. Or she's saying it will happen at some point. Right, so let's get a few people off the scrap heap that missed the last show. So we're going to do an authority angle, and it's going to be a tag team match tonight. In fact, coming up next. It's going to be coming up next. So it's going to be Super Dragon, and he's going to book Eli Drake and Orange Cassidy against Congo Kong and Josh Barnett. So of course Eli Drake and Super Dragon are going to be facing each other at Three Mendes, so that's the build up to that match. Obviously Cassidy's challenging Congo Kong for the title, and Josh Barnett is kind of unofficially Super Dragon's muscle, so that's the point of that. So the heel authority kind of putting the, hopefully weakening the baby faces. That's the purpose of that. Okay, this next segment I'm not quite sure this is going to work, but we'll go with it anyway. So it's going to be an angle. I'm going to do a debut angle if I can. Can I do a debut angle? Let's have a look. Singles down. No. I know what I want to happen. But can I make it happen? Only you can make it happen. Apparently I can't. Okay, here we go. Then. So it's got to be an other angle. But no, it's going to be. I tell you what we'll do the old stable angle. So stable asks worker visit. Right, rejected. Here we go. So the troop. I mean, this might come across badly, but so as well as hiring Kairi Sane, I hired Dominik Dijakovic. So this is going to be his debut. So this is the debut Dominik Dijakovic. So basically, what would happen here is Keith would come out to the ring. He'd say about hopefully with what's his name with him, Gulak, but hopefully just Keith on his own. And he'd say something like, obviously we're struggling to get people to join, but I'm going to reach out to some. I'm reaching out to somebody. He's agreed to come. We go back a long way. We haven't always seen eye to eye. Blah 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 blah. And then he says Dominik Dijakovic's name. Hopefully the crowd would go mad because Dijakovic is an established PWG. I wouldn't say legend, but you know what I mean. He'd ask him to join the troupe, and then Dijakovic just basically says no. So I think hopefully the crowd would want to see them work together, but Dijakovic ain't having none of that. In fact, I'm going to change it because I don't want the two babyfaces to beat a heel up. So it'll be worker proposes team and rejected. Keith Lee and Dijakovic. Yeah, so again, hopefully the crowd would like that because Dijakovic is a bit of a less of a PWG. But I think it was his rival with Keith Lee and PWG kind of put them both on the map, I think. But yeah, that was to sort of debut Dijakovic. Okay, now it's time for the tag team match that we just booked. My voice is absolutely clinging on by a thread, which is worrying me slightly, I have to say, but we'll get on with it. Get this video finished. So it's Congo Kong and Josh Barnett versus Orange Cassidy and Keith Lee. Not Keith Lee, Eli Drake, sorry. Looking about the last segment. Josh Barnett, I was going to say Eli Drake, yep. We have no interface, it's going to be a clean finish, so Cassidy is going to pin Barnett. Again, try and build him up as a credible challenger. No aftermath, just building up to the 3 Mendes event. So 3 Mendes coming up, 3 segments coming up. Right. Thankfully, I thought I'd forgot to do that, but no, I haven't. So yeah, so you can see that I've got Zelina Vega turning face. I feel like I'm burning through this story a bit quick, but we'll worry about that another time. It's going to be an angle. It's going to be a turn angle, and it's going to be a face turn. Do via save. So Zelina Vega. Is going to save Mia Yim. I mean, I can only pick Asuka, but obviously it would be Asuka and Kairi at this point. So I'll stick Kairi in this segment. But no, I won't stick Asuka in it. So we featured Kairi. Yeah. So it would be the Kabuki Warriors essentially. Would be attacking Mia Yim, and then Zelina Vega would come and save us. Obviously, Zelina Vega, is annoyed that Kairi cost her a title shot last week, so she's turning face. She's debuted as a heel and then immediately turned face, which maybe not the best booking of all time, but hey ho, this is what we're doing. 2 segments to go. Let's going to be a repeat of an earlier segment, essentially, of a segment from last week. So Worker proposes team and rejected. And it's going to be Drew Gulak, and this time he's going to try and recruit Kushida to the troop. Sorry. So Kushida says no because Kushida got beat up last week. He was facing Papa Shango and lost because Kevin Sullivan came out, and then no one came to help him. So that's going to be his gripe, essentially. So he says, "Well, I'm not going to join you because you didn't help me. So, when I can fight this battle on my own, I'm not bothered." So again, yeah. So we're basically kind of affirming the fact that the troop can't recruit anybody. So the glory days are getting bigger and bigger, and the troop is still basically Cut Keithley and Drew Gulak. So that's what we're kind of hammering home with these segments. And then finally, the main event for the tag team titles. Of course, we booked this last week. Mexi Blood defending against the Mighty. So Shane Thorne and Mikey Nichols taking on Bandido and Flamita for the tag team titles. And I don't want to do this because it feels like a bit hot potato and a bit like transitional champions, but I'm actually going to put the belts on the Mighty, and the reason for that is I don't want Flamita's touring, and he's going to be disappearing soon. In fact, I think the next show he's not available. That's one reason, and the next reason is Bandido's still in an open contract. I can't get him to sign a written one, and I don't want somebody to sign him while he's one half of the champions. So that's the reason why I'm doing this. Again, I need somebody to. I need some. Well, I say I need a face champion. Deanna Purrazzo's the face champion, but yeah, I didn't want to hot potato these belts, but I don't want. I'm just scared that somebody's going to sign Bandido, or when, like I said, Flamita's away touring, he's going to miss a title defense, and I'm not going to be aware of it, or something like that. So that's why I'm getting the belts off them. So we'll have the Mighty celebrate to try and get them over and put in a good match. So new tag team champions already. So less than a month's reign for Mexi Blood, which isn't good, which rhymes. Okay, let's get on with it. So we're nearly up to the 40-minute mark. We need to crack on and get this video done. 86% segment. That was pretty good. Then again, the Stunning Sukaban. Of course, it's good. I thought it was a pretty good name, actually. Then again, I would say that because I thought of it. 70% match quality, pretty good. Okay, that's fine. Good. David a new gimmick, gained a point of overness, and I think I gave him the obnoxious gimmick, so that's essentially like playing off how he'd act in this segment. He's a heel, by the way, Dijakovic, which I probably should have mentioned. Yep, good tag team match. What's going to be? Oh, there we go. There goes Zelina Vega, now face. 6 points of overness altogether. So I'm hoping now the highlight reel gimmick that I gave will now work okay. She's a babyface. That's why I wasn't too worried about her losing overness when I gave it to her. Yeah, fair enough. And an excellent tag team title match. So 2 good shows there, if I do say so myself, and 68%, so slightly going up in quality as well. Not quite cracked the 70 yet, but I'm hoping we'll get there eventually. 1.78, so the rating went up as well. And I think, was that 11 more people that we got? How many people do we get last time? Anyway, can't remember. But as I've said a million times on this series, it doesn't matter. Right, so that's the end, roughly, of this. Well, I need to sign off on that, but that's the end of this video. So we're rapidly building up towards 3 men. So 2 people have debuted. We've got Zelina Vega turning face already. We've got Kairi Sane now in the company. We've got Dominik Dijakovic. If we just go back to the roster real quick. Yeah, he is a heel. Yes, we've got Dijakovic now. Kairi Sane's debuted. Zelina Vega's now a babyface. We've got a new heel group in the Stunning Sukaban. The Glory Days and the Troop rivalry is heating up, hopefully, even though the Troop can't recruit anybody. But and Again, it's a long-term story, which has been feels like it's been going for a while, but I think it's going pretty well. So yeah, so that's the end of this video. 2 good shows there, I thought. Yes, if you enjoyed this video, then please like and share the video. You can also leave a comment on the video should you choose to do that. While you're here on YouTube, if you head on over to the channel, The Uncommentator, you'll find the rest of the videos in this playlist. So if you're new to the series and want to see how I've got to this point, then please go and check that out. You can also check out plenty of the other games that I've played through. This is the only PC game on the channel so far. So if you're going to see more traditional console games, I've got some Mega Drive / Genesis, N64, Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1 and 2 all on there. If you like wrestling, I've done a playthrough of WWE Crush Hour, so please go and check that out. But over next time, we're going to be moving on. In the next video, we're going to be doing the Go Home show for 3 Members, and then the event itself, and then after that is going to be a really important video. So the next 2 videos, in fact, are going to be really, really important, and going to set the tone for basically the rest of this series. But that is then, this is now. Until it's that point, for now, from me, it is sayonara.